Hey there guys, how are you today and welcome to a new video. So today I'm going to be talking about my F1 Fantasy League, the small F1 YouTuber league, talking about the results from after the Spanish Grand Prix. I did want to do this video last week, but in the week after the Spanish Grand Prix of course, but I had exams and stuff, so I was simply a bit too busy for YouTube, unfortunately. So we're going to go straight into it. So before I start, anyone can join. You're more than welcome to join. I'll leave the code in the comments or the description or something. The code to join the league, and there's no pressure to follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my channel if you join it. I don't really mind, and yeah, I'll be making videos about it hopefully after every race weekend, and we'll see how it goes. So let's make a start. So in P8 is Supbro, but with 0 points because he doesn't have a team yet, so we're not going to click on him. I believe that's Kirby from the US, and I met him on Twitter a couple of weeks ago and he joined the league, which is cool. So now we're going to talk about Scuderish Stuttgart. I believe that's a Nigerian flag and 92 points. And here's his team for race week 2. So he had Vettel, that went pretty well, but not amazingly. Of course, Vettel had a bad strategy in the end. And then there's Ocon, who, yeah, that didn't go so well. Grosjean, we know what he did at the Spanish Grand Prix. I don't think he should be in F1. Van Dorn also had a difficult race, but he had Verstappen. And this guy has been very clever actually, because he is able, as Verstappen's value fell, it's making him his turbo driver, which doubles his points, and Verstappen scored a mighty 68 points. That's most of Scuderish Stuttgart's team points, so Verstappen got 68 out of his 92 points, and then Ferrari as a team got 32 points, so Raikkonen of course up there as well, not having the best weekend either of course. So yeah, decent weekend for him, and he'll be hoping to improve in Monaco. Be interesting to see if how people make changes and stuff like that. So we're going to move on now to Redneck Grand Prix, which is Nickel, and he put Raikkonen, of course. Bad move there, sorry mate, but you got Alonso as turbo driver. I have that as well, so good. I think that's a good move because Alonso does make lots of overtakes and stuff like that. So, and then you got Hulkenberg, who of course was involved in the first lap incident. Ricciardo got some good points. We had a quiet race, and Gasly was also in the first lap incident. So actually, in race week 2, you only scored 41 points, with McLaren getting 13 points. Actually, not the best weekend for you there, mate. I'm sorry. I think having Gasly and Hulkenberg both out at the end of that one, that's not your best moment, is it? But that's not the best moment. That's kind of funny actually, but yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully, I hope you're sick. You do better in Monaco. Moving on, we're gonna go to KTM team. KTM Milner got a YouTube channel as well. He's Portuguese. He did pretty well this weekend actually. Got Alonso, who was in the points as we expected. Magnussen as a turbo driver, good call there. Got some really strong points. And then he's got Bottas, we know he's been very good this season so far. He got P2 in Spain. Raikkonen, who didn't finish, but Leclerc, who had a great race, and Sauber. And of course Mercedes, who I believe got a 1-2 in the Grand Prix, 70 points. So good week for KTM Milner, KTM team. And yeah, so it must be one of the highest scoring teams in my league from the Spanish Grand Prix. Well done there. Moving on now to Robbie1998, of course also a YouTuber in our little community. He has Leclerc, who seems to be quite popular amongst some of you guys. Hulkenberg also seems to be popular amongst you guys. And then there's Ricciardo, who we know did okay. Alonso and Sainz as turbo driver, and we know Sainz had a good result. And again, Sainz is another good driver to have as a turbo driver, although I went for Alonso, as you're going to see soon. And he also put Renault as a team. First person I've seen on here doing that, I think. 17 points overall there, and 104 points for race week 2. And in comparison to race week 1, you actually gained quite a few points. I believe you've taken Ocon out of your team and put in Carlos Sainz. That's probably quite a good move, especially considering this race week. And can I see your race week? Oh no, I can't. I thought I could see your race week 3 team for Monaco, but obviously I can't see that yet. So that'd be interesting to see if you make any changes, any of you guys. We're going to move on now to Stuart Motorsport, which I believe is Louis. He also got a YouTuber. He's also a YouTuber, sorry. And 147 points in this race weekend. You went for Vettel, Magnussen. Both did pretty well. Ocon, who seems to be a pretty popular choice, but didn't have a great race, as we know, with a mechanical failure. Ricciardo and Alonso as turbo driver. And Red Bull, 50 points. I would say that's a pretty decent team. Of course, very unlucky for Ocon. We know he's normally pretty consistent. Just a bad week to choose him, I guess. And in comparison to race week 1, you did pretty well. And again, you've put in Ocon, which obviously, instead of Hulkenberg, and well, I guess Hulkenberg didn't finish the race either, so maybe not the best move there. But you did gain points a lot over the 2 race weeks, which is significantly better at the Spanish Grand Prix. And now we're going to talk about me, B Gaming 342 Racing. Of course, I hope you guys know who I am. I am talking to you right now. So I believe an unchanged team. I went for Hamilton. He is my favourite driver. Alonso as turbo driver. Ocon, so I also chose Ocon, which was a really bad move. Magnussen and Vettel. So overall, apart from Ocon, I had a pretty strong race week. I had McLaren. I'm starting to regret putting in McLaren. I might change that because I don't think their B-spec car went as well, but I'm kind of maybe confident for them in Monaco. I don't really know. I might take them out actually. I'll have to see. In comparison to race week 1, I actually lost points. I had the same driver lineup. I'm not really sure what I can do to improve it, but I didn't do quite as well. So finally, we got Blake 417, also a YouTuber. He's got a fairly decent lead in this league, and let's see how he did. He put Ricciardo, Magnussen, who of course both did fairly well. Raikkonen, who seems to be another popular choice, but maybe not the best choice. Hamilton and Alonso. And Alonso's turbo driver, and Renault there as a team. So 137 points, which is a little bit down in comparison to race week 1. So partly because of Alonso getting more points there, and so in general, and also, of course, Raikkonen did much better in Baku than he did in Spain. So yeah, that's how all of you guys did. So obviously come and join my league, so you can see the final standings there at the end of round 2. Blake 417 in the lead, me in P2, Stuart Motorsport in P3, Robbie in P4, KTM team in P5, Rednick P6, Rich Nickel P7, Scuderia Stuttgart. I'm not too sure who that is, to be honest. Whether it's a YouTuber or not. Obviously comment if you're a YouTuber. I hope you're not someone that's really obvious and comments on my videos loads, because that would be really embarrassing for me if I had no idea who you were. And P8 Kirby Supro, who hasn't probably been able to take part yet. So you know what, let's maybe now try to edit the team here, just like this. So I'm thinking my drivers are pretty good, but I want to see what happens if I can take out McLaren. So I've got 9.6 million, no, if I take out McLaren, plus 2.4 million, which I'd have, which means I have 12 million on a constructor to spend. So I could go Force India, right, which, I don't know, I think they're going to improve, but I don't think they're going to improve yet. Renault could be a good move, but I guess that's something a lot of you guys have done, so I'd like to keep with McLaren. That would be kind of cool. And then Toro Rosso, they've been decent, but this season has 1 or 2 good races, but I don't think they're consistent enough. I don't know, you know what, guys? I am tempted, just to see what happens, to put in Sauber. Why not? Let's do something different. Let's put in Sauber. Why not? As my team. Let's be really brave and hope Leclerc can do something special at his home race in Monaco. Let's do it. We're doing this. So yeah. But I believe now I won't be able to make any more driver changes, but I could, for example, I don't know who I take out there, but I could take out someone and swap them over. So in theory, I could put in now Verstappen or Ricardo or something. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do there. Interesting one. Actually, I know exactly. No, that wouldn't work, would it? Okay. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, that was it. I'm going to save this team for this week. Let's see how that goes. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in my next video talking about this. Hopefully in the week after the Monaco Grand Prix.